Hey guys, Tarp here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Langreskaya. Playing for today's pointing in the south, we've got Itaperuna, playing as COH2, and straight away locking into Grand Defensive, going for a Kubo first. Facing off against him in the north, we have Major Kusanagi, playing as US Forces, straight away looking into Mechanized. And going for a WC51 second. Oh, he might be regretting building that Kubo first. Not that he would know though, if he built it second either. Anyway, in terms of ranks, both players pretty much ranked 20 with their respective factions here. But yeah, that's tough. WC51 is such a good counter to the Kuba wagon. Whereas usually the Kuba wagon pretty good against US forces. I wonder if these two have played each other and Kusanagi knew that Itaperuna was a Kuba wagon starter. Echelon getting chased back into the garrison there. And that low amount of health. All they can hope to do is stall here for a little bit. In fact, he's pulling back, looking for the cap on the fuel point. OC-51 still about 20 munitions off. Machine gun upgrade here. Can't really help too much until then. Meanwhile, the rifleman doing his cheeky capping order, capping this point, then running all the way down here and going for the cutoff. Seems to have found a good timing for it as well. No units nearby to defend. This unit maybe could have come across, but actually branching out to the far side. So an unusual capping order there for Itaperuna. I mean for Kusanagi rather, but it seemed to work out well for him. Looks like this squad now coming back across to try and defend. Wagon making a dive onto the cutoff here as well. But the OC-51 coming across does have the machine gun upgrading now, but it takes a while. And until then can't really assist too much. Rifleman holding strong on the cutoff there as well. But once they have 50 cal pops, this WC-51 is about to become a lot scarier. In fact, he's pushing in with it. On top of that, he's gone for a 3 rifleman start. So it's maybe one more than you would often see the WC-51 build. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses through his tech from here. It's usually, you know, the WC-51 would substitute for one of your rifle squads early on. Especially with US forces, it doesn't really matter if you're like one squad down, because you can always make that up with an officer. Because maybe, you know, with the Kuba wagon, if you're one squad down, then late game you kind of like lose Kuba. It can be trickier to replace that squad infantry, but because the officers, it's not quite an issue, quite as big of an issue for US forces at least. Still keeping the re-echelon in the WC-51 here as well. So he just wants to have the repairs on hand for it. I'm not sure exactly. And jump the vehicle crew out to repair it as well. There's a lot of damage. It's got to be going for an ambo now. It's going for Lieutenant. It's gone so low in health though. Let's play a little bit more passively with the Kuba though, because you never know when the WC-51 will just speed across and takes it down so quickly. The 50 cal on it. There he goes. Guess he's not going for ambulance. Comes forward with that squad, lose a couple models on it. And now retreating. But you can see this is where having that extra squad of riflemen has caught up with him a little bit. Generally, you'd have a little bit more manpower to speed, get this ambulance out a little bit earlier. Rifleman coming here. Looking for maybe a cut-off maneuver, a bit of a flank. OC-51 getting position. Honestly, he hasn't done very much damage with it so far. OC-51 hasn't been such a big shock unit like it often is. Usually done a lot more damage by this stage in the match. So maybe about a minute's time he could be facing down. It looks not going to be the case in this particular match, but could be the case. Ooh, lieutenant taking a lot of damage there. And the 50 cal does have to be facing the correct direction. Look at that. Just ripping through the Kusanagi in 2 bursts. Almost kills it. But yeah, now he's getting it more involved, doing quite a lot of damage. And we're actually going to see a flak half track from Itaperuna here. Interesting choice. Always so hard to control. He's up against the lieutenant here. And now you can see, you know, Kusanagi has the fuel for a Stewart. Maybe could have that in production. But he's strapped for manpower, having gone for the ambulance, trying to squeeze that in because he has so many low health squads. So this is where that lack of manpower from the extra squad is catching up with him again. Just be careful with the C51 here though. One Faust from that amount of health will go down. Almost, yeah, pretty much guaranteed. Rifle branching out to the far fuel point. Throws a grenade into the building, clearing it out. Rifleman's super low, might as well retreat them, but might pull back, do a bit of capping before retreating. He's not under pressure. But you don't want to be fighting with that squad, certainly. You try to conserve that manpower if you've got the healing available. Here we go, flak half track setting up. They will have got spotted. The OC-51 has super long line of sight as well. And Kusanagi not going to go for the Stewart, going into a 50 cal instead. Unusual choice. Stewart in this kind of scenario is just extremely strong. Can easily knock out the flak half track. Especially at the moment, Itaperuna is struggling a little bit for manpower. Doesn't have a kitten yet. I don't think we've seen any mines go down from either. So if Kusanagi was on time with that Stewart, that would pretty much be GG. Yeah, he did need to like the second stage of tech still, but okay, now we're getting mined down for Itaperuna as well. Good idea. It's the thing when you're going for these like squishy like vehicles, having some mines down to protect them is so crucial. Be a lot more confident in your positioning with them. And you can, you know, go for some baiting maneuvers. The half track working its way around the corner. But he hears us through the fog of war, I guess, running over some shrubs, repositions the rifleman slightly. Squad behind the heavy cover, slowly getting whittled down. But it is, you know, buying time for the Kubo to do some capping back there in the meantime. And there you go, he's making use of the smoke, attack ground through the smoke trick to chase away the 50 cal. Otherwise, 50 cal can do quite a lot of damage to the lightly armoured flak half track. Ooh, this will be a close call. No run and gun, no chase down there. I think he could have got the wipe otherwise. Close call though. But once again, Itaperuna struggling for map control. This WC-51 has been causing him a lot of headaches. And already getting chased away with this Raketen. But this is a life you choose. You try and go for the flak half track. It is a tall order to get it working. Very tricky to use in the current meta game, even after those buffs. And it's, you know, just the case for US forces. You know, even going for lieutenant, they have so much, just like anti-tank. Just like light anti-tank in the form of the 50 cal, the bazooka, the AT grenades. Even the Dosi 51 has pretty good penetration. So even without a Stewart, he's able to contain the flak half track pretty effectively so far. A lot of mines went down on the side from Itaperuna though. No sweeper yet. Kusanagi, you know, could get the sweeper on that. Sweeper will spot mines from inside. Getting moving in, but does not find its mark. Probably the building had sight on there, probably the Dosi 51 as well. And it looks like he's going for another push on the far side with the flak half track. Some bars equipped now for Kusanagi, so I guess he's just going straight on by the Stuart. Maybe we're going to look for a super early medium tank. Ooh, just hit that one and he was aware of it. Got the AT grenade off. Kusanagi timing that nicely. You have to be careful, you know, when you're this deep into the game. You can't rely on a squad being not Vet 1 with your light vehicle.
A capture point is under attack.
They could pop it at any second. Expensive lesson to learn. And this flak half track has not been effective. It really needs a squad of infantry to support it. Help it provide some sight from max range. Get something going with it. It's not been working too well so far.
Good to go.
Losing the Kubel, that is unfortunate. Getting further behind, but has managed to get a pretty quick tech structure down. And then we'll be able to set an infantry support gun behind that. Offering him some protection on his cutoff as well. And this is where going for a fast tech can sometimes backfire on you. This last 40 or so fuel before you get your medium tank out. Be under a lot of pressure. Kusanagi has gone for a second 50 cal, so should be able to hold back any attacks pretty effectively. Backing away the blower infantry a little bit too scary. Try to set up a bit too close, and you see the damage from the 50 cal there. Actually doing a lot. Really outgunned there, the bar rifleman. Taking no prisoners. Itaperuna, meanwhile, is going to be up against medium tank shortly. And probably going to need a second Raketen to help deal with that. Which could be trouble. Because he kind of also needs a second infantry support gun. It looks like he's already gone for the second Raketen. To deal with the 50 cals, generally one infantry support gun is a little bit lackluster. Especially in these high level games where people are so quick to dodge. Oh boy, there we go, Raketen connecting with the O251, but he pops. They step on it and he steps on out of there. Upgrades to sweepers now, good choice. Gonna spot this mine here. Lucky he didn't run over it earlier. There's one more on this side somewhere, maybe already triggered. There you go, you see the 50 cal, which is pretty quick to pack up. One shell from the infantry support gun lands, 50 cal reposition, still pretty healthy, still can stay on the battlefield. But you have two infantry support gun shells land at the same time. Maybe the gunner gets decrewed, has trouble moving.
Tank support is here.
It's up to a more devastating effect. It does occupy a lot of pop cap. Here you see the Dosu 51 with his exceptional range. Just picking away at the squad behind heavy cover. Trying to move in to land a shot on it. Getting there. In comes the Sherman. Goes for the Sherman first. Oh boy, throws in incendiary grenades using the wrong hotkey there. Going for the Faust now. Sherman He tried to smoke out of there, unfortunately not enough. And there we go, the second Raketin from the rear. I think it got him for one shot as well. A bit of damage maybe as well from the flak half track adding up. Mine with the Faust getting the kill. Gonna try and go for the recapture here. G51 standing over it, but the Raketin's right there. Double Raketins. WC51 goes down, in fact abandoned.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
And he just outright kills it. Could be pretty nice to keep it, but maybe he doesn't back his control. Didn't need have any units nearby for the capture. So he went for the kill on it. But there we go, double Raketins paying off big time. Knock out the Sherman immediately. And you know, you do have access to the Dozer Blade in this commander. Maybe I didn't see what was upgrading. I don't know if it was upgrading in the process of upgrading or what. Wasn't there for that engagement. Maybe lost his tank because of it. So that's leveled the playing field. Kusanagi, I still think slightly ahead, despite being behind in PopCap. But not by much.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
And doesn't have a huge VP lead as well, only by about 70 VPs. Just he's got a better infantry at the moment. You know, the barred up riflemen are scaling nicely. Double 50 cals are working well. Breakthrough on the right for Itaperuna is bringing in MG34 along for the journey. 50 cal is there. Getting some suppression on one of the squads. Still another one there, no support for the 50, so he's probably going to need to retreat it. Squad can crawl out to the side. Actually breaks suppression. He throws a grenade, wasted. Maybe trying to micro on this side though, didn't pay attention to the reposition. Not quite in range here. Slight error. Another Sherman coming in for Kusanagi. Itaperuna just about there for a Panzer IV if that's what he wants to go for. He's still got the double Raketins though. And you know, after taking down that first Sherman, it's not quite so desperate for him, so he might be going for an old-fashioned Tiger stall. Say old-fashioned. Even though the commander hasn't been out for that long. Ooh, good on the move shot there from the infantry support gun. And MG34 getting in there for a bit of suppression. Watching this advance nicely, making these guys a sitting duck for those infantry support gun shells. And that's the thing, you know, with one suppression platform, just the flak half track use, having trouble maintaining control, but now with two MG supporting and now three fresh MG34 coming out, it's going to make life very hard for Kusanagi. It's going to be a tremendous amount of trouble constantly outmaneuvering those, especially with no longer the WC51 providing him sight, which was really helpful for outpositioning them. Looks like Itaperuna sailing on by his Panzer IV timing, so makes me think it's probably going to be the Tiger. Dozer Blade coming in this time. Sherman comes forwards, not on high explosive though. Raketin's late to turn around. Looks like he's busy trying to wipe this 50, and he does. Can't go for the steal. Sherman pulling back. Raketin's connecting. Here comes the flak half track. Tries to go for the steal maybe, but the suppression is there. MG34 surviving. Speaking of the steals, steal on the 50 cal attempted here, but double bar rifleman. Look at how quickly they chunked through that squad. That was crazy. Must have been super good RNG rolls. thought there was a decent chance he would have got away with that there, honestly. Those bars hit like a truck. Oh, 50, a little bit low. Could go down here potentially. No. I don't know how it packed up that quickly.
Grab your shit and follow me.
Most other machine guns would have gone down there.
Squad numbers, back to normal.
Would have been, you know, busy setting up while getting burned out, and then as they pack up, and decrewed from the front. So infantry support gun doing Vet 2, 6 kills, not too bad. Has been working pretty well. Cow in the middle. Comes the Sherman back up to full connecting. Flak half track low. Could get in there for a second shot. Attack round grazes the flak half track. Not getting the kill. Pop smoke on there though. Serving his munitions. Sherman through the middle. Gets in there for one shot. Try and do some damage. Lob on this far side, finally breaking through, forcing back the machine gun. May even get the white. Won't be able to get the steel though. Flak base guarding it nicely. Another Raketten shot connecting. German pulling back. He's gone for a second officer here. Captain. Gone for an AT gun. Gonna be necessary because he's up against the Tiger. Wasn't that long ago that he was struggling, but here is the Tiger now, upgrading with the Panzer Commander. So he's gonna need that AT gun. Oh, he's got bazookas on the rear echelon. That's good. Switching over to armor piercing here. I'll have to play defensively with it though. You never know when the Rakettes could be pushing up behind this. Going for a snipe. That's the thing with those Rakettes here, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive pushing forwards with them since they can retreat. German bounces. Target is not. Zoot connecting or penetrating. Oh, big shot from the Tiger, nearly wiping the rear echelon there. The T-gun connecting with one shot but bouncing it. Didn't activate the armor piercing ammo. But it was a good push down the far side from Kusanagi. Got this VP under his control, got this fuel point under his control. Want to try and cap areas away from the Tiger, but Flak half track there to shut those attempts down as well. Flak half track only just hitting Vet now, by the way, Vet 2. Very, very slow start with that. And Tiger, meanwhile, stacking up a few kills. Oh boy. So much damage. Captain getting force away. He's a little bit slow bringing up the M1 though to keep the pressure on the Tiger. If you're taking damage from the Tiger with your infantry, you definitely want to be shooting back at it with some form of anti-tank. He activated the AP ammo on that occasion, still bounced. We are connecting that time. Sherman coming in, but double Rakettens are there. Sherman has to be careful. Maybe smoke out. Oh! And that is where the extra bit of health from the Dozer Blade comes in handy. So this hit a light AT mine. M1 got in for a couple extra hits. Now has to pull back. And all of his 50 cals, you know, got forced away. No protection for AT gun anymore. Probably needs to pull that all the way back to ambulance to heal it up if he doesn't want it getting decrewed. Looks like Itaperuna going for his next tech truck. Fair choice. You know, he is pretty much at his pop cap limit. Could maybe squeeze in one more tank if his things aren't fully reinforced. Might as well go for the tech truck while you're in that kind of position. Repairs on your vehicles a little bit easier. Especially with the flak half track, you know, maybe if it takes some damage on a far flank. You don't really want to be dedicating Stern Pioneer repair time to it. If you can just back it away to the repair truck, that's really nice, whereas Stern Pioneer's dedicate more of their attention to the Tiger. USF Blob here, finding the Raketin, getting the decrew on one of them. The T-gun not quite in position to return fire on the Tiger here though. The Tiger's starting to get some revenge, up to 19 kills all of a sudden. Oh, 23. Calling in the artillery. Hoping to get the wipe, but luckily for Kusanagi, all those squads getting away alive. Another 2 kills there for the Tiger, nearly vet 2 already. But he's going to go for the destroy. The decrew Raketin, that's a good choice. Should give his Sherman a little bit more room to breathe now without facing double Raketins. Cal in the building under barrage. And a Jackson for Kusanagi. Can that be the turning point for him finally? Oh, there we go. Smoke out this time. Can the Sherman get the kill? May have to go for another attack round. That does not get it. Should be pulling back now. It's a Faust. Where's the AT gun at? Oh, I pulled it all the way back to base again. Tiger back up to full. He's going to need that shortly. Here's the Raketin. One shot in. Tiger coming across. Hoping to get the decrew there with the Sherman. Didn't quite manage it. Getting staying alive. And Jackson. Finally. Got Vet 1 on the M1 as well, so can use the take aim ability, which really helps the extra sight, the extra range. He's popped both of them here. Cal in a bit of trouble. Tiger blasting through it, just every shot connecting. But now the Tiger in some trouble. He's on top of his own mine. Luckily no shots came through while that was the case, and a couple misses. And the Jackson's not going to chase him and look for the kill. But he might have considered it, you know, if those shots both connected. I think one more shot would have been the kill. Might have been worth sacrificing a Jackson. Tiger there. Major artillery being dropped. Sherman on armor piercing, so not quite dishing it out to these Volksgrenadiers. Now the M1 has to pull back again. I think he's going for the kill on that decrew machine gun, and forget it. And forget your squad as well, getting wiped there. Tiger, man, what an impact it has had. 32 kills already. Real powerhouse. Kusanagi basically entirely pushed off the map right now. And now Itaperuna going for the IR searchlight. Which is going to make his infantry support gun a lot more effective. He's going to sniff out those team weapons. Long range. Start barraging them without having to run a squad into a 50 cal to find out where it is. Or, you know, just help avoid the M1 with his Tiger. Big push down the far flank. See how this one gets on. Another remind. Machine gun there to try and hold the line. Tiger coming forwards, 50, needs to retreat. Kitten waiting here in camouflage. Jackson coming forwards, looking for the Tiger. And there we go, takes one shot from the Raketin. Gotta be careful, needs to get out of there. Meanwhile, MG actually goes down to the blob of Rifleman on the far side, and he gets a steal on it as well. Black half track not quite in position to shut that down. Push forwards a little bit more aggressively with it now. Starting to dish out the damage now as well. Very cautious smoke there. Only got one bazooka on that lieutenant. Looks like he's got a bar. So wasn't in danger of losing the flak half track there. Probably could have just battled it out, honestly. Machine gun trying to cover this VP. Kusanagi VP is very close between these two players. Very even match after that Sherman went down, that first Sherman. There we go, Tiger once again securing the white. 2 miles with the first shot, 2 with the second. A little bit of supporting damage from an infantry support gun. Or was it 1 mile with the second? Anyway, MG34 regathered. And now a squad of Obers to replace that lost Fox Grenadier from Itaperuna earlier. Itaperuna is limited by his pop cap a little bit though. Can't really afford to get another tank with his current composition, I would say. So that is maybe to the advantage of Kusanagi, who could maybe just play cautiously, play tight, try and accumulate a little bit extra armor thanks to the USF trick. And then just try and completely overwhelm Itaperuna with our vastly superior numbers. Tiger pushing forwards, M1 setting up on it. He's already dropped the artillery on that though. Jackson back there looking for some hits. 50 cal trying to avoid retreating, but just you have to retreat, you have to respect that Tiger. It's too lethal. And lucky it didn't get destroyed there.
We're losing a capture point.
Chilling on AP. Oh boy, bazooka's getting low. And there we go, Jackson taking some Raketen damage, Raketen in the same spot as earlier. And Kusanagi without indirect fire himself, really having trouble. We've got a second infantry support gun joining in the mix. But he's getting boxed out by Itaperuna's team weapons here, and without any indirect fire of his own. Going for a big blob. Major artillery onto the machine gun. Oh boy, that Tiger hit. 43 kills all of a sudden. Just soloing the entire USF army here, the Tiger. With a little bit of support from the support weapons. Getting some nice suppression in there, and senior grenade onto the M1, forcing it to reposition. Jackson not quite in range on the Tiger, but I don't think he would have had sight of it either. And here comes the Raketen Vet 3 on that now. Be careful. Yep. Only some return fire. The Stern Pioneers there, ready for the repairs. Sherman, careful man, Raketen right there. Both of these vehicles going to require a lot of repairs now. It's going to leave him off the map for a long time. He's just having a lot of trouble finding room for his infantry to be effective. Boxed out by the machine guns. Tiger just so good at wiping as well. And just slowly Kusanagi getting whittled down by this Tiger, losing squads here and there. M1 getting a good hit in there, take aim. AP ammo equipped, Tiger gets a good shot in. Jackson pushing forwards aggressively. He dropped the artillery on it though, has to reposition, can't keep firing at the Tiger. So Tiger gets away. Nice parting shot, dishing it out to the blob. Trail once again gets suppressed. And now barraged by the double infantry support guns. Got a Raketen waiting here in camo. Could be a snare. Engine damage. No. Already backing away. He's smoking it out though with the Sherman. Triple cap against Kusanagi. Starting to get a little bit desperate. Trying to go lateral with the blob now. Moving across to the other VP. Still got a machine gun in the same spot. Flak half track back there as well. Really struggling for territory control. Tiger back up to full. Quick repairs between the Stern Pioneers and the repair HQ. Kusanagi's got enough fuel for another tank, but he's just bleeding so much manpower. He can't afford it. It's just this infantry right now is so ineffective. Just tiger bait. And continue to add to kill count. We go Sherman coming in, missing his first shot on the Raketin, a little bit unlucky. Bazooka's opening up, Jackson and M1 back there as well. Tiger pulling back, but so does the Sherman have to pull back. And now nothing really applying pressure to the Raketin. Smoke plane onto the M1, nullifying it. And that infantry support gun's trying to soften it up. Might get the decrew, no. Unlucky break there for Kusanagi. Easily could have lost it, which would have been a shame, using all that veterancy on it. But yeah, it's a helpless feeling, man, getting forced off the map. Can't go anywhere, getting suppressed every direction you try to take. Have to go head on into the Tiger. And that is damn near impossible, especially now that Itaperuna's had a bit of time to set up a few more mines down, invest himself into a second Raketin to help protect the Tiger. It's like Kusanagi's window for getting the kill here closing, and maybe you could go for like a second AT gun in this kind of scenario, but even that's going to get shut down by the double infantry support guns. It's going to take a heroic effort here from Kusanagi. Let's see if he can get it done. Some bouncing on the Tiger there. Major artillery drop, but machine gun reposition. Took almost no damage. There we go. Quite a lot of damage, and the big blob coming in. The flak half track's over here, but that's also getting low. And the Tiger's so late to pull back. He just camped it there in front of the Jackson and the AT gun. The AT gun did end up going down. But that was a good push from Kusanagi, finally finding the window through. And a clumsy Tiger usage from Itaperuna ends up getting it destroyed there. He wants to chase in and kill these two, but might bite off more than he can chew. Machine gun setting up, going to suppress those two. Attack round. And there we go. Ooh, not quite enough damage. Searchlight still on a pixel. There we go. Goes down that time. And it looks like the machine gun actually got decruised. Didn't lose a squad, just dropped a bar, it looks like. And in comes the Sherman for a bit of cleanup. Knocks out that squad. I'm not sure what they were doing. Maybe they're going for the cutoff, but the Sherman cleaning up. And there we go. Kusanagi finally finds his moment. It did cost him a lot of manpower, all of his squad super low. And he did, leave a few weapons strewn about the battlefield. Desperate to get on the cap though. Oh, good attack round into the smoke. Raketin has to pull back. Can he get the decrew here? Another attack round. Decent shot. And the squad is slowed down. As the models carrying the gun have to recrew it. But here we go. Fresh Tiger on the battlefield. Oh, and the Major goes down just before completing the capture. That is really unlucky. Echelon coming forwards. They might recrew the M1. Yep, there they go. And they're connecting. Oh! Tiger almost wiping the lieutenant. Dropped a bazooka. Now looking for some shots. He dropped the... No, he doesn't have the Panzer Commander upgrade, so he can't drop the artillery on the AT gun. And Sherman trying to hold the far flank. Here comes the Vet 5 Raketin though. The flak half track still ticking, still causing issues for Kusanagi. That's the thing, if you can keep that thing alive into the late game, just play with it defensively, can really come in handy. I'm going to fend off pushes onto VPs. You can play with it so safely as well, just parking it around here is so safe to cover that VP. And the protection of the Shreya as well. So yeah, Kusanagi briefly had some good map control there, but then the Tiger arrived again, and all those reinforcement costs started to catch up with him. Blackout track bled a lot of models trying to get some caps going on the far side. T1 setting up, bouncing off the Tiger there. Bouncing again, not using the AP ammo. Closing in, looking for an AT grenade maybe? No. Could have got it off. Was in range. Bazooka's getting in range. Jackson getting a little bit low. Jackson has to pull back. The vetted Raketin loses the squad. I think he's just so desperate for the VPs right now. And loses the rear echelon as well. The Tiger on a wiping spree here. M1 coming in for some damage. Where is that Sherman? There it comes, finally repaired. M1 under overfire. Here comes the Sherman. M1 still not using AP ammo. Might have been able to get a few more penetrating hits if it did. Blackout track locking out this VP. 47 left. Kusanagi getting desperate. He used combined arms there, by the way. That's what those are indicating. And here's Sherman coming in. It's on high explosive though. And get those wipes. Decrew the machine gun, desperate for this cap. 36 VPs left for Kusanagi. There we go, gets the decrew. But the Tiger right there guarding the VP has to retreat anyway. And now the Tiger back getting repaired again. Jackson back up, but you know the M1 did get decrewed, and Kusanagi's infantry so low now after losing those two squads. Doesn't really have much to recrew with anymore. Seems like he just ran a little bit out of micro there. Had potential to get a snare in with that rifle squad that was standing on the VP. Didn't use the AP ammo on the M1 as well, and that could have made the difference. Might have been able to kill the second Tiger if he'd done so. And comes to Jackson, looking for the flak half track kill, and he gets it. That may open up the cap on the far VP finally. Okay, hoping for an attack ground miracle there. Let's find a Vet 3, Jackson. Gets the cap, now has to retreat, run the gauntlet past the Tiger, and he does not make it home. Very long range, the Tiger getting the wipe. But you have to expect that at the moment.
M8A1 is on the field.
Oh man, that Raketin is a real weapon, that Vet 5 Raketin. Lost off two shots so quickly there. Sherman had to pull back for repairs. No, he's coming in. Not on full health, he's at 19 VPs, he's desperate. He's got a Scott now. The infantry just so low, the Tiger, so many wipes. Booby trap on the far VP, pretty good idea actually, still got a shoe mine over here as well. Here we go, rifleman charging into the middle. Panzer 4 now for Itaperuna.
Pull everyone back. We're down to 10 points.
VP's left for Kusanagi. Should be able to get the neutralize here. I don't know about the cap though. Tiger coming forwards to shut that down. Ooh, good. Oh boy, just before it got neutral. Lost a mold that was inside the capping circle. Oh, but a lot of damage onto the Raketin. Unfortunately, does not get the decro on it though. Sherman there, guarding the VP. Jackson not quite up to full yet. Sherman taking a lot of damage, but getting a good hit in, forcing that squad off the VP. On the far side, Lieutenant looks like it's going to make it home. Now the Scott parked up here, trying to barrage the infantry support guns. Pulling back now, Tiger getting the first shot off thanks to the Panzer Commander's sight, I think. Jackson popping the armor-piercing rounds, getting some good hits in. But the Tiger still on the move. Parting shot on the Scot, finishing the job. Tiger gets main gun critted. Kusanagi a little bit slow on the chase, and here comes the Panzer IV to deter the chase. Vehicle crew, I don't know what that was up to. Oh, a main crit on the Jackson now. I think that has sunk Kusanagi's hopes.
Export is here. Sherman ready.
And there goes the Sherman. But he had to get desperate. So few VPs remaining. I understand the way he was playing. And there we go. That is the match. Well, Kusanagi, he had a really good start this game. Itaperuna struggling with his flak half track early on. But, Kusanagi didn't really go for a fast Stuart to shut it down straight away. Otherwise, I think he probably could have won the game on the spot. Instead, opting for a different route into a fast Sherman with double 50 cals, which was still working really well for him up until the double Raketans knocked out his Sherman. And then he was a little bit behind. And then the Tiger arrived and he got much further behind Itaperuna, doing a really good job. Just, the mass suppression, double machine guns, and flak half track, locking Kusanagi off the VPs. Kept trying to push forwards with all his infantry. He had a good infantry force, but suppression with the Tiger, he was just bleeding crazy amounts of models. Kusanagi couldn't quite afford to get another tank up in time. Finally found the moment, knocked out the highly vetted Tiger over here with a nice push. Came down a good angle. But that was, once again, maybe Itaperuna not just backing his Tiger away earlier, which maybe could have saved it. And then finally, down the stretch, Kusanagi just getting picked off. Model here, squad there, team weapon there from the Tiger, from the infantry support guns. Just had nothing left at the end. Itaperuna coming through with the win. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap on that. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye, and good luck.